What's up guys, Joel Punisher's Paintball. Today we are doing a tech/product overview video. Today we've got the Planet Eclipse Gtek 180r Mech frame.
Read it and weep.
That hand just came out of nowhere. Doug's standing on the side there. So we are going to do a quick installation video, guys, and then we are going to go out backyard and do some shooting with this. Super excited about the 180r Mech frame. I know we're a little late to the party, but we're here to do the video and give you guys our perspective on it. So if you guys like this video, please like and subscribe. As always, make sure you subscribe. And we'll see you guys after the intro.
I'm so free.
Okay, so here we are. We've got the Gtek 180R, one of my favorite markers out right now. It's just a super solid marker, Doug. And then we've got the 180R Mech frame, guys. So this is going to retail for a price point of, I believe, $189.95.
I'll Google it while you talk.
Doug's going to check me on that. But I'm pretty sure it's $190. And it's going to be a very quick swap, very simple to do. So that's what I'm here to show you guys. So we've got our electronic frame on this bad boy, and we are going to take it off. One thing that I'd like to mention is that unlike the CS3 Mech frame, the 180R is very much similar to the previous models, where the ASA, you are going to have to swap over your Pop's ASA from one to the other. Was it 190, Doug?
It was 190. That is confirmed.
Okay, it is 190. All right, guys. So we've got two screws here. Can you zoom in on this, Doug? A little bit. So we got two screws here. Got one right there, and then we've got one where you take your bolt cap off. Those are the two screws that you are going to have to loosen up in order to swap out your electronic frame with the Mech frame. Everything is included with the Mech frame, which is nice. And I'll open that up here in just a minute to show you guys. But it's a pretty simple swap over. Planet Eclipse does a really good job with their Mech frame as far as, yes, it's not as simple as like the TM40 Mech frame or the Shocker Amp CC Mech frame.
Damn straight.
But it's pretty dang close.
Well, the thing is too with their markers, their simplicity as far as like maintenance and things like that is kind of second to none. They're just very simplistic markers. The O-rings are straightforward. Like
Planet?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd agree with that for sure. Okay, so we've got the electronic frame off. You guys saw how simple that was. There are no wires or anything else like that to get confused when you take that off. We are going to open up our new 180R Mech frame here, guys.
Ta-da!
So as you guys can see there, we've got a little parts kit. We've got our manual here and the parts kit, as well as the actual Mech frame itself, obviously. So we are going to put this on. As you guys can see there, just drop the valve. Don't do that. I'll grab that here in a second. But as you guys can see there, there is no ASA. So we're going to have to swap that over. Let me grab that valve real quick.
Are we back?
Okay, we're back. This portion right here dropped off. So it is basically, it's not your valve that dropped off, but it's like a transfer case there. So I'm just going to line up the gasket. It is a one-way gasket, so it's only going to work one way. It's pretty straightforward there. Push that back into place there. Okay, guys. So we are going to put this into place. Something to mention is that your gasket from your solenoid here, Doug, zoom in on that for me real quick.
No. Drop it down a little bit.
This little black rubber purse thing right here, you're going to have to swap that over, and the orientation does matter because it is slightly different. So make sure that you keep the orientation the same when you swap it over from one to the other. Okay. Hinge on the front here. And that is just going to drop into place like that.
Bring that up a little bit for me. There you go.
Yeah, it's just going to drop into place like that. And then we're going to put our screws into place here. Okay, I got that one partially in. And we're going to do the same thing in the rear here. And I'm going to tie in down the rear first, so that way.
I was going to say, is there a reason like there isn't?
Well,
order?
that little black thing that fell off when I took the Mech frame out of the packaging, that isn't held in by anything besides pressure.
Okay.
So I'm tightening the rear first.
Got it.
So that way, that little black portion there that transfers the air
It's like secure and
is
like...
secure and isn't going to go anywhere.
Okay.
Yep. So, and we'll obviously be able to tell here in a second if there's any issues when we air it up. Okay, guys. So these are both tightened down now. Just going to give it a gentle crank. Nothing too crazy.
Not trying to strip it.
Right. Gentle crank there. There's our mech frame. Now, we are going to have to take our ASA and our HPR assembly off of your electronic frame.
So that's the thing with the CS2 Pro, or sorry, CS3 mech
screws.
frame, right? Is that
Zoom
it
in
comes
on
with
this real quick, Doug,
Sure.
before you say it. See these, so it's
the two big ones in the back?
It's the two big ones. The front one here is your velocity. Please do not mess with that.
That is a good note for the people.
Because if you back that out all the way, and then you go air
Is there
up
going to be like
your
a
mech
piston or
frame-
something that comes out and just...
No, nothing like that. But if you keep that into your mech valve, it's not going to probably damage your mech valve. But if for some reason you don't adjust your velocity screw back when you air it up with your electronic frame, when you swap it back over, you could have issues of overpressurizing your solenoid.
Great.
So, don't touch that front one.
Would that result in the need for a new solenoid?
Not necessarily. It just kind of depends on how bad it was. And we'll probably need some needle nose pliers. Be right back.
Okay, pausing.
Okay, we're back with our needle nose pliers. And we are going to just very gently pull our HPR piston out. What are you doing?
Massaging the tank.
Okay, so this is your... Zoom in on this real quick.
No.
That is your HPR piston and your spring.
There you
Okay,
go.
pretty simple there.
Keep them together.
Yes, keep them together, and the easiest thing to do, keep zoomed in, Doug,
Okay.
is to just put it into place like this. Okay, that's your entire Pops ASA assembly with the high pressure regulator assembly. And all of this is just going to go directly into the frame of your mech gun.
You got to put it up there.
Oh, yep, sorry. It's just going to go drop in, just like that. Okay, so pretty straightforward there. And then we're going to take our Allen key here, and we are going to tighten down both sides. I have
Sorry
not
for the zooming,
touched-
guys. I'm
yeah.
next to the camera. It's backwards for me to zoom in and out.
I have not touched the velocity adjustment screw at all.
So theoretically, it
Process.
shouldn't really be any different when you air the gun back up.
Well, it's going to be different because you're going from an electronic solenoid to a mech valve.
Okay.
Right? So most likely you're probably going to have to raise it some.
Got it.
Okay, guys, so there you have it. That is the entire installation for this thing when it comes to that. First impressions,
Would you say that was pretty simplistic?
yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would
looked
say
pretty
it's pretty simplistic. I mean, I don't know, how many minutes are
We are, well, we had to cut, so I'm not sure. We are
only-
definitely at,
I mean, that probably took me like 5-10 minutes. you know?
and that's with stopping, talking, and instructing. Like, if you were to just do it,
Right.
5 minutes tops.
Right. Okay, guys. So I am going to now air it up to make sure that I didn't do anything dumb and leak, and then I'll give you guys my first impression. Okay, so there you guys have it. It's not leaking. Pretty straightforward.
Bam.
Okay.
Nice.
So pretty good. I'm gonna put my grips back on and all that stuff. You can still apply your same grips from the electronic frame, so you're gonna have to swap that over.
Oh, even
as
the
well.
back grip is the same. Oh, okay.
Yeah, so not as easy as the CS3 because the CS3 has toolless grips and everything else like that. We'll do a comparison video there. But as far as the feel and everything of the frame itself, it actually feels really good.
Yeah.
I like the feel of the trigger on this one better than the CS3.
Okay.
And from a trigger pull perspective, it's going to be a little loud. Not bad at all.
Yeah.
Not bad at all. I like the curvature of the trigger and everything else like that. So
Now, are there adjustments you can do to this, just like with
Yes.
the CS3? Okay, cool.
yes, it looks like there is a total of 1, 2, 3. It looks like 3 total adjustments. So,
Okay.
so yeah, guys, great mech frame for $190. You can also purchase the Pops ASA assembly separately if you want to do that.
Make your swap even quicker.
To make it even quicker, you just keep your, you keep a separate Pops ASA assembly on your mech frame at all times.
And a set of grips if you really want to get carried
And
away.
a set of grips. Yeah. So that's kind of the difference is you're paying less money compared to the CS3 mech frame.
But the CS3 comes complete with what
Right.
you would buy anyway.
Right, except for the grips, but the grips are toolless,
Right.
so it's a lot easier.
Right.
Whereas, like with the Allen key, I'm not going to do it on camera, but Now the nice part is the 180 only has one screw out the bottom.
Yeah,
instead
of the two. I never noticed that.
Yep, so it is a little bit easier.
Nice.
All right, guys, so that's the general overview. Slightly improved in a couple different ways.
Now we're going to go to the house and shoot it.
And we are going to shoot it. So see you guys over at the house.
What you doing?
All right, so we're outside. We happen to have this beautiful Gtek 180R that we just were in the studio with. And we've got the mech frame on it. I did a little bit of an adjustment on the trigger to make the trigger pull a little bit shorter.
Okay.
To make it a little bit easier to shoot. Overall, it feels pretty good. And I'm gonna shoot it. I'm not the master when it comes to mech. The guy behind the camera is. So I'll shoot it, give you guys my impersonation. Impression. And then we'll go from there. So, all right.
Oh, I should grab you the chrono, huh?
Oh, yeah, we're shooting around with you guys.
I'm stupid. Just because I hate the internet. Like, I literally don't like any of you. Here.
Okay, here we go. Just to give you guys an idea, we're shooting around the 280 mark. We did not bore size, so it's 8.9. We're shooting this
Some pretty small paint. That was like 8.2 or whatever.
Was it? Yeah, so we're shooting this GI field paint, so I think that's part of it. All right, guys, here we go.
How's it feel?
It feels good. You know, the CS3 has a different trigger, and it's a different trigger than the DSR Plus trigger, than the Lux trigger, than any of that. I like the way it feels. I don't know if it necessarily goes towards a faster shot.
Okay.
But I do like the way it feels. Okay, Doug, your turn.
All right. I'll swap in.
Okay, hang on a second here. Okay, go ahead, Doug.
All right, it's a pretty tight, it's a tight pull. It's not very... I have more paint. Get in there. I'll rip a little bit more, just for show. I'll go lefty. Not as good. Getting like some hertas in there for my drummers. It's a tight pull.
Yeah, but it is a tight pull.
But it feels like...
And that's with me adjusting it.
Yeah.
So
like it's a tight pull. The shot itself still feels great. Like I really like the, I'll say lack of responsiveness from the 180. I like that it's a very light recoil marker. Really feels good in the hands. Ergonomics are still awesome. That's still all completely present. But yeah, as far as the actual trigger itself, a little bit tight, kind of hard to get up to speed. Kind of wish that the trigger board was a little bit longer, because they have the room.
See, I actually like the shortness of the trigger.
Maybe that's because I'm the idiot that sits here and tries to do this on a mech trigger.
Yeah.
Maybe that's the reason. But
so where would you rank it on the overall thing of mech frames? You got the DSR Plus, the TM40, the Shocker Amp, the CS3.
So many of them I haven't touched in a while. I'm putting this toward the bottom though.
Really?
This might be my least favorite. Just tight. Just I feel like I can't like get the responsiveness that I want out of it.
Gotcha.
That's my thing. What about you?
I like it. You know, I'm not super fast as far as I do agree with you when it comes to the responsiveness of the actual overall trigger.
Yeah.
I will say that. But the feel of it and everything else like that, I like a lot. So
it's very slender. It's made well. I like the feel of this trigger.
For me, it's actually I'm going towards the top. Yeah. Compared to some of the other options, because although it is tight, I usually don't like try and fan the trigger.
Yeah, you're not trying to go super
walk
quick.
the trigger. So
my top two are probably, number one is the DSR Plus. That thing is my favorite mech trigger. The CC is probably the next one under it.
Yep.
But it's also been so long since I've touched like a CC or a Lux one, so it might be a worthwhile kind of ultimate video. But yeah, this is pretty good. Definitely worth it if you already have a 180R. I wouldn't say buy a whole new marker or anything. You're fine to just get this. You'll still achieve a decent rate of fire with a loader that can keep up with you. But yeah, man, here at Punishers, and that is going to be how much for that mech frame, Joel?
$189.95, and then if you want the Pops ASA, it's another $100.
Okay, so.
Yep. All right, well, there you guys have it. That is the Gtek 180R mech frame here at Punishers.
Thank you guys for watching. Make sure you subscribe to the channel, drop a comment, and use the link in the description if you want to get one of these from us. We'll see you in the next one.